Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show where we're here at the ABV Barrel Shop Tasting Bar getting ready to try Old 2nd District, a new bottled and bond product from MB Roland. My name is Steve Akeley. I'm joined by Darren McCroy. What's up, Darren?
Nothing. What's up with you, Steve?
Not much. I haven't tried this one. I'm sure you have. You attended an event there.
Yes,
So
I attended an event. I tried it there.
Okay.
I bought a bottle, and that's what I drank in the hotel that night.
Okay, that was your hotel whiskey.
Yeah. I had other options. Like, you know what? I just want more of this. So,
right.
Needless to say, I'm excited about this product.
Yeah, very cool. We love MB Roland, and it's good to see them coming out with new things and stuff like that. You recently attended an event that was pretty cool there, right? We should put a plug in for that. We've talked about it a little bit on the show, but tell them a little bit about the event you attended, because I know next year we're going to try to get a big group going and really support it.
They hosted a crawfish boil. This is, I think, their third time doing it, but they haven't done it in like 5 years. They did them in their early days. Okay. So Paul is from Louisiana, and loves a good crawfish boil. So they pulled out all the stops. So there's a couple things when you talk about whiskey events that you really want to highlight, and it makes a good whiskey event. And they hit all of them. They had good whiskey, good cocktails, good atmosphere, good food, and music, and good people. That is really what you want from a whiskey event.
Yeah.
And they hit the marks on every single one of those. So it was a crawfish boil. There was about 100 people there. Most of them from like local in the county. He brought up like 9 cooks from Louisiana.
Really?
That were all ex-military that he had met along in his military days. Ex-military or ex-police. There was a couple of police officers. And brought them all in and had them do the cooking. They brought 500 pounds of crawfish.
Holy cow.
Which, that was going off all 100 people eating 5 pounds.
5 pounds.
Which is what they do in Louisiana.
Really?
But Kentucky, the rates didn't generate, so we had plenty. And it was a fantastic day. There was other distillery owners there, which is also a great event whenever you can have multiple distilleries. And the other thing you need for a good event at a distillery, they were supporting a local charity that helps veterans in Middle Tennessee. So Middle Tennessee, basically between Nashville and Memphis, gets neglected a lot. There's not as many people there, so all the efforts go to Nashville and Memphis and even Knoxville, right?
Right.
So this charity, and I'm blanking on the name, probably should have looked it up first, but they help veterans that, because a lot of them move out from Fort Campbell
Yep.
and try and live on their own. But when they can't quite make it, so they help that. And so we almost raised like $2,000.
Holy cow! Yeah,
just off.
That'll make a difference for quite a few people actually. So.
Yeah, off like 7 auction items, and it just people bidding on that, and that's how that worked. Mm-hmm. So basically, it was all you could eat crawfish. You got 2 drink tickets, and then you got or you got 1 drink ticket after they. It was 1 drink ticket, and then there was a bar, $10 cocktails for all you could drink.
Okay. And
water and everything else was provided as well. So it was a really awesome event. And they made sure everyone was there, like that works for them, was doing a different job. They had people working the bar. They had people that job was to just talk to people and tell them about MB Roland. They had sandbags or cornhole. It was a great day. Mm-hmm. Honestly, one of the best events I've ever been to at a distillery.
It was like the Oscars too, because you got a gift bag, right?
Yeah, and a gift. I honestly think it is the best gift bag, like up until you get to like the Oprah and Oscar level. It had it was in their really cool military canvas bags.
Yes,
that are perfect.
How appropriately themed for an area that Fort Campbell, is right a stone throw away. Obviously, Paul, his a military guy himself, served in the Army. Yeah. It makes complete sense.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
all the employees.
Yeah, almost everyone that works there, either their someone in their family is military,
right?
Or like their master distiller Nick, who I had never met before. He's amazing. He knows everything. I pulled him to the side. I was like, "Hey, can you take me around real quick? I want to pick your brain." And he was talking about they do a double distillation run, so they have 1 pot still for their spirits runs, and then they'll run that twice too, and then they put it in their final spirit run after that. And he was talking about. I picked his brain on literally everything. Actually made him late for something that he had to
do. He's actually been let go. So if anybody's listening and they want to hire him,
but luckily Paul was running a little bit late too, talking to people eating crawfish. So
just by chance it worked out.
Yeah,
you're lucky.
It's a fantastic day. There was very little they could do to improve, I would say. It is just the perfect event. Yeah. I was trying to think of like something to suggest, and I'm like, nope, I got nothing. So
nothing. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's really cool. So what we're going to be tasting here is Old Second District. We'll talk about what that means, why they named it that. We'll talk about the whiskey and all that stuff in just a minute. So we'll see you in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show. All right. Grab one of those. Oh, boy. Oh, God. It's George T. Stagg. We just throw it around here at the ABV Barrel Shop. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're going to pop this cork live on the air. We didn't do that before we went out to break, so we probably should have done that before we went out to break, per tradition. But you know what? We're going to do it now, so let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we got.
Wow!
I told you that was a good one to do on air.
That's a winner right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, wow. Should have saved that for a show when I was competing against people. That's pretty cool. So
Old Second District is the newest Bottle and Bond product. It is also the first product that they've released. They've gotten custom glass bottles.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, whenever small distilleries get the custom glass, it really means
they're making that effort. Yeah.
They care and they're doing pretty good. It's not a cheap thing, right? So it says MB Roland, Old Second District, Pembroke, Christian County, Kentucky on it.
Looks like a pre-prohibition bottle, kind of. That has that kind of look. And some people have asked, what about Barker's Mill? We know that's Bottle and Bond product. This is a line extension, so this is a new offering. They're not discontinuing anything or changing anything.
My understanding about Barker's Mill was it was a recipe that was being contract distilled through somebody.
Okay.
And as a lot of those things go, the person backed out. And so they have a good amount of the barrels for now, but there will eventually be a gap.
There may be a sunset or something.
Well, they started distilling it again when they saw how popular it was, but there was a couple of years that they didn't.
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
Waiting for stuff to get of age.
There could be a gap in there.
This is going to be, they're going to keep releasing it as need fit. So this is their standard mash bill. Can't remember the exact, but it's like about between 15 to 20% rye. 100 proof, I think, because it's Bottle and Bond, it has to be at least 4. I didn't hear anything about them blending the older stuff in. The label was actually designed by their master distiller.
Okay.
So, who has a little bit of a graphics background. Nick's a real interesting guy. He's actually originally from Kansas City. So,
okay. Missouri guy.
Yeah.
Wrong side of the state, but yes. Missouri, yeah.
And he always tries to stop in here, but he goes back home to see his parents. And they'll leave at like 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
And drive overnight to get there. So he hasn't quite lined up where he can get in here. But they had a person that like redid their labels when they did the whole spruce up, and then they no longer work there. And so Nick was like, I could probably put something together. And so Tom Shefsky's was like, okay, here you go.
Right.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
So it has a nice like light blue metallic look to it, and it has a ton of information about the stripping still, and it really is a great job on the label.
Why Old Second District? What does that mean?
So I am actually not sure about this.
This is Hollywood, folks. You ask a question, assuming that your person knows the answer, but you know the answer yourself. So Old Second District is the distilling district. So Kentucky used to be divided up in districts, and this would be, Second District is Western Kentucky. So the big hitter, the heavy hitters from that area when you're talking about distilling would be Owensboro, Bowling Green, Hopkinsville, Paducah, and Madisonville. So I'm not familiar with Madisonville, but it's listed on this map here. So there's probably, and again, because you're talking about pre-prohibition here, there's, I'm sure there was distilleries up and running in that part of the state at that time. Most of those other areas that we talked about have come back. And because we have Paducah, we have Owensboro, Bowling Green, even Hopkinsville is just, again, right by MB Roland. So while they're not in Hopkinsville specific, it's close enough.
It's like 9 minutes away.
Metro area, yeah.
Where I stayed in Hopkinsville.
Right.
So it was also I just realized this. They have like the rules of the Bottle and Bond Act and the year that Bottle and Bond Act was passed on the bottle, which is awesome because a lot of people know Bottle and Bond, but they don't necessarily know the rules.
Know the rules, yeah. So it's there. So, all right, let's give this thing a taste. See what we got here. Here we go. Yeah, that's really nice. Man, that's easy drinking, buddy. That's crushable. That's hang out with your friends, pouring one after another.
Yeah, and I think that is exactly what they're going through. Because MB Roland, before Barker's Mill, never added water to any of their whiskeys. Mm-hmm. It was not a thing they did. And so then they did Barker's Mill and had some good success with that. But this is a whiskey meant to be drank. Like, you're supposed to sit down, really enjoy it, and have a good time with your friends. Like, that is what it's about.
That's perfect. And I'm telling you what, it's very sippable. I mean, you know, some of these you get into, it's like, oh, that's more suited for a cocktail. Man, this is a sipper.
Yeah, they were making cocktails with it. I'm like, man, that almost seems like a waste. But I know it's probably. But also, like, the flavor for 100 proof, for adding water to it, it goes on.
It does. It does. That's really nice. So, there, you went to the gift shop. What does this sell for? Do you know? I don't, because I don't know.
I think it was like 55, 54. Okay. Like, it was definitely a must-buy whenever you see it. Right. We will be getting some here at the shop.
We will. So, that's, we just called it an order for it. So, but again, well, you guys should know, right? No, we don't know anything until it shows up. That's how this crazy business works.
I know the distributor's building a pallet and taking pre-orders, and he's going to do that for the next couple weeks.
Gotcha.
He has another single barrel coming into the state, so he's going to all throw it on that pallet to ship it up here.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, there you go. Old Second District, new product, bottled in bond. So definitely check that out from MB Roland. By the way, get to MB Roland. Fantastic place to go and visit.
I don't know if there is a distillery that is like. It seemed like it's just a right amount out there in the woods, especially because I had to go the back way because some roads were closed.
Right.
But
anybody who does road trips, you're probably going to drive by there.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of the country, because it's right there, you drive, so you're like, well, I go past Nashville. Well, then you're probably going by there.
It is the perfect balance of being out there, but also being right off a highway somewhere.
Yeah.
You can't hear the highway there. You can't.
No.
But it is right there.
And sometimes you think, well, I got to get off the highway. How long is it going to take? It's like 3 minutes once you get off the highway.
Especially if the roads aren't flooded. It's nothing. With the roads flooded, it's 5 minutes. So,
yes. So, definitely worth going to. So, check them out. Quick little diversion if you're doing a road trip, or if you want to go down there. They got expansion plans. They got cool things coming up.
And they have so many cool stuff in their gift shop. They have an Azul, an extra añejo Azul. They have a lot of cool flavored stuff.
A lot of great,
engraved bottles,
but also just good merch.
Yeah.
They're leaders for you think of who's got a lot of merch. Well, Buffalo Trace, but they're huge. They have the deepest pockets in the business. Somebody that has a lot of merch on a smaller scale distillery. It can't be MB Roland. Yeah.
There was too many shirts for me to decide from. I was like, I don't know which one I want. They're all so cool. Yeah, it is. They do a great job. And if you were to do a tier list of every distillery and put them in tiers, they would definitely be in that S category for merchandise especially.
Yeah.
And their tours, that so they had this big event going on, but they were still leading their normal tours.
Oh, really?
They had a couple people working just like normal and tagged along. Man, they are informed. Like, there was a kid I later found out that he just started working there. He actually lives just up the street. Mm-hmm. He rides his bicycle down a gravel road there every day. And I say kid, he's like 22.
Right.
But
look at you. You're old now. What are you? 26? So, 22.
I'm an old man at heart.
Just a kid. That's just a kid.
It's funny because Nick's about my age. I think he's a year older. And I was like, oh, yeah, I just met so-and-so in the gift shop. He's like, oh, yeah, that kid's really nice. I'm like, we can't be calling him a kid, honestly. Right. But he had just started working there, like, earlier this year. Already, everything I heard him say on the tour was correct.
Right.
Which is impressive to get someone up to speed that quickly.
It's true. That's true.
So MB Roland's killing it, as always.
We can't say enough good things about him, that's for sure. So there you go. Latest from MB Roland, so check it out. Also, let's talk about where people can find us, Darren. We'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. You never know what's going on. We always got cool things happening. We're at abvbarrelshop.com. Also, you want to get involved in the show, there's a couple ways you can do that. Number one, help us get new listeners, and you can do that by giving us a 5-star review with comments. That certainly helps us out. And last but not least, head over to patreon.com/the ABV Network. That's going to do it for today. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.